Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. This was I think actually number 30. Um, if it isn't, then it isn't. If it is, it is. Numbers are numbers, except when they aren't, when they're imaginary. Don't ask me about imaginary numbers. They didn't seem to do much, but I'm glad that they were there. So this is the Winter of Truth. We've been working on Finara's return to work after having lost her leg from frostbite because ISB and bullshit stuff. Um, I'm starting to lose the thread of this story, to be honest. That comes a little bit from the fact that I pace these out. I'm doing one a day for half an hour, and usually your writing schedule, if you can complete things in a fury, that first draft, you do want to kind of get it done as quickly as possible, so that you can get it down and let it sit for a while, let it ferment in your brain, figure out and organize things as best you can um, for the next step, because the next step is the next one that's worth taking. A journey is filled with 1,000 steps, but what's the most important one? It's not the first one, it's not the last one. Those are taken in turn. It's the next step. Otherwise, it's not a journey. So, instead, it was 3 long weeks. She let herself celebrate. She let herself celebrate. Creamy coffee, creamy calf, all day, pausing to talk with colleagues who some of whom thought she was dead. And long hours in front of the holo display as she tried to catch back up on work. There was a lot coming down from orbit. There was a lot of that coming down from orbit. That coming down from higher orbit. The fields of Imperial procurement had asked for alternatives to the ADAPT design, just as Telek had corroborated. Just as Telek had corroborated, they wanted development. They wanted further development. They wanted further development. For discussions concerning the product. The only real question consider was whether they wanted it larger, or they wanted it smaller or not. Smaller vehicles were harder to hit, and she supposed less apt to trip, but you couldn't squeeze. much armor onto them. Units with much armor onto them. Or blasters, or weaponry, for that matter. Or weaponry. And less apt to trip. There were limits to all things, and what mattered was what was getting what you wanted. Did you want a terrifying walker? Terrifying beast of a machine that struck fear in the hearts of the enemy, ignored its blasters, and strode down the field with impunity. That was the ad. More mobility, less firepower, less armor, more scouting. The ATST did just fine. Roving units able to traverse any terrain. Hover tanks. But likely to explode on the first hit. Hover tanks. Okay. Well, maybe that was it. Maybe that. Everyone wanted something different. And maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. There were factions inside the army that wanted different things. They wanted different things. There were factions inside the army that wanted different things. No one could agree on any one form, on any one vehicle, and they shouldn't. Flexibility really was what the galaxy needed. Flexibility to confront any enemy was what the galaxy needed. Otherwise, like the rebels had shown, simple tactics and guts could harm a superior force. Her, what did I originally call this? Her, comm chimed. Telek wanted a word. Here and now, the end of the day. Finara shut off her hollow display. The reworked lines of an ATST disappearing. Scouts shouldn't be out where they can be readily hit by volleys. They also shouldn't explode after a simple thump. They also shouldn't explode after a simple thump. The fuel cells needed channeling in case they were cracked, and trying to manage that on the current weight budget was the comm chimed again. Fine. Finara powered up her leg again. Finara powered up her leg again. In full and secured her station. She headed out. Flashing smile to her workers as she headed to Telem's office. He was there, of course, poring over some administrative from a distant planet. In retrospect, she understood why this was always the case. It impressed people when they came in, to know he had his fingers in a number of sweet pies, and a number of sweet cakes, number of sweet servings around the world, around the galaxy. He was a powerful man, and you could know it, and you would know it by the look of distant lands. As always, he pretended to be engrossed until finally noticed her. Ah, Finara. How was your first day back? Great. Looking forward to tomorrow. She replied. The army has really given us a task here with developing a successor to to the AT-AT. I know. Yeah. He replied. It is a contract that will last for a decade or longer. Good for Kuwait yards. Good for the Empire. That's interesting. That's interesting. A decade-long contract. A decade-long contract. Well, that would be a plume in the atop the helm of whoever managed. Credits, prestige, maybe a promotion. Maybe a promotion. Maybe a promotion. Others would get a few crumbs as well, provided they did what? Provided they proved so she but our enemies. She said. Tossed a glance at the planet he was studying. What do we want to oh, I don't know. What planet do we want to make this on? There were big trees there. Very big trees. Kashyyyk? I do not know how to spell Kashyyyk. And I will do what I always do. Wookiee planet. Wookiee planet? You didn't see that. Telegraphied. And deactivated this display. As she knew he would. A little shared secret to strengthen their bond. A little shared secret to strengthen their bond. So, you've seen the proposal. You've seen the proposal. So, you've seen the proposal. Through a thread. There is a lot in there. There is. But what I'd like you to concentrate on is a smaller version of the AT-AT. Guns and blasters and armor, but for for a lone trooper. That's difficult. That's why you're getting a job. Talk set. Offered over a confident smile. The army. Okay, I need. No, this seems like it's going to be some good tension. Because when the rebels approach her, she will want to protect her job. She will see something useful in completing her mission, but she can't do that if she's either brought out or slapped with the label of being a rebel, or she lets Talok take the fall completely. It needs to be some sort of middle ground for her. She needs to engineer a solution that isn't obvious, and it's not a duct tape or a WD-40 solution. If you don't know that old engineering aphorism, is it supposed to move? And it moves, great. If it's supposed to move and it doesn't move, then apply the WD-40 or whatever oil. Is it not supposed to move? And if it doesn't move, that's fine. But if it does move, then you want to apply the duct tape. See, that's engineering solutions for you. Hers is a little trickier. That's why you're getting a job. The army, well, they're upset about what you discovered. But that means that your solution will have to be taken seriously by them. So it's difficult. That's difficult. So you'll nudge in that direction. A finely tuned fighting machine courtesy of Kuwait Yards. Precisely. Precisely. Their labor pool is steadily growing more talented and refined. When it comes time to manufacture the ET empty? He inquired. All-terrain mobile transport. Military mobile. That is implied by the model, isn't it? Need a better name. If it is designed to be employed by just one trooper, then personal transport. I tossed her head about that. No. Personal transport? Personal transport? No. Isn't a transport, is it? No, but have that designation until the army changes its mind, Telek said. So, I want you to focus your efforts on this. Take, okay. I need him to focus her, but I also need to put a barb in. Oh, how about a 3-month review by the ISB? Yes. Focus her. We don't have a lot of time until the 3-month review by the ISB. She blinked at that. 3-month. Your next review. Apparently, they've already scheduled it. I need your full design before that. Why? I'll pass. I'll pass it. I'll pass it. I'm a little daughter of the Empire, she said, and felt a little acid in the back of her mouth. Yes, I know. They don't know, though. And, well, you know how they are. You can't protect me. She realized. Or he won't. No, he won't. Same difference. I'm living by borrowed tools. I'm working on borrowed tools here. I'm working on borrowed tools here. 3 months, if the ISB or some other faction with influence in the security service, some other faction with influence in the security service, is to squeeze Telok and Kuwait Yards, they can lean on me. And someone will lean on me. Won't they? Because if Telok won't protect me, No. Okay, here we go. Someone will lean on me, won't they? Someone will want something, and I'll be interrogated again. Her leg, her leg twitched, feeling the ghostly pangs of flesh that wasn't there. Pangs of flesh that wasn't there. All right. So, and someone will lean on. Won't they? I'm sure your recommend. Would be sufficient. She suggested. Okay, that I got a screw thing. How they are. Let's remove that. Put it out down here. What? Am I working? Some other. They can lean on me? I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them. They make their own decisions. Same difference. Same difference. I'm going to home now. Finara said. Get some sleep. See you bright and early tomorrow morning. Telek replied and pretended. Turned. I'm going to go home now. Well, many things are. I'm going to go home now. I've got a lot to do. I'm tired. Done for the day. And pretended to return to his work. Finara left and went home, passing routinely through the scanner with a deep undergoing the the deep scanner. Barely a thought about it. Because even if she hadn't done anything, Hoth, even if she hadn't been captured, would she still be in this mess? Possibly. No. There were so many things going on. Barely a thought about it. How did she fix this? How did she fix this? This whole thing. There wasn't enough drafting tape to pin everything, to pin it all down. and not enough oil to make things slide her way. In 3 months, she was going to submit her recommendations to Telok. And then what? She'd be interrogated, charged, and what reason would Telok have to spend his to free her from, to shield her from that, from anything? Politics. She opened the door to her apartment. Still deep in thought, she opened the door. She keyed the door to her apartment. The door to her apartment. And realized that she hadn't picked up anything to eat. Fine. This was supposed to be a day of celebration. She could spend a few credits. A few credits. Why not? 3 months. She wasn't going to be able to enjoy the air whined with a blaster bolt. Her world went black. Alright, as per the thriller, we'll leave that on the cliffhanger for Chapter 9. Meeting with the rebels. They realized her time was up. Okay, how did they realize her time was up? By watching her on her way home, pensive instead of angry. Not alert. Thoughtful. Something had happened, and they chose to strike now. Okay. So anyway, that has been the end of Chapter 8, such as it is. Again, this is all highly condensed first draft stuff, figuring things out where we go from here, and even just dropping entire scenes, which, to be honest, if this was going to be a screenplay, these would have to be all integrated scenes in some sort and be interesting and have multifacets on it, because a lot of things happening when they all at the same time, or at least some mood and atmosphere thrown in for the viewer, because you've only got 2 hours, whereas we're going to have, say, 200 pages. And as things stand, we're 63 pages into it, which means even if I tack on another 20 to end the story, we could do 2.5 times this for each section in terms of detail and content and additional meanderings and thoughts, especially lots of Finara's thoughts as she develops as a character and her view of the Empire changes. And also adding in little fun bits, for another common in fan fiction, a little bit of fan service here or there. Whatever your definition of fan service is, it might not be what I'm thinking of. Probably isn't. But I hope you've enjoyed this little sojourn, and stay safe out there. Take care. Thanks.